Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Kenzie's Krimes.
Milwaukee police found body parts in a North Side apartment.
Not because I was angry with them, not because I hated them, but because I wanted to keep them with me.
Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
This is evil, what those people have done to me.
C says Heaven's Gate awaiting.
I'm not guilty.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Kenzie's Krimes, when we all gather around the campfire and Kenzie shares a story of mystery, drama, murder, crime, all from the Chicagoland area. And myself and Case don't know anything about the story she's going to deliver to us. So, Kenzie, the floor is yours.
On February 4th, 2016, the police station in Gage Park received a friendly phone call from a caring family member that wished for a well-being checkup on their family. By the way, I have to say, I always find it interesting that you can call the cops and do this.
They're not answering my text. Can you go do a wellness check on them?
It is interesting to me that they have to comply to that sometimes, because sometimes they're just caught in family drama. Por ejemplo, like, sorry to put my brother on blast, but he does this with his daughter's mother sometimes when she won't text him back. He'll call me like, can you go pop up and make sure, like, she's there?
Can you make sure her phone's charged?
Yeah, and it's wild. They just have to be like, yeah, we just went looked. It's just interesting. I'm just saying. It's kind of like a convenient thing.
Yeah, her phone's charged. She just doesn't want to text you back.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we checked.
Yeah, thanks for the update.
She's there. Anyways.
How many times do you think cops would have been like, it's over, bro. Move on.
Just see if she's there. Did you see other cars there? For her well-being. Yeah. How many cars do you see parked out front? What do they look like?
Please don't tell me there was an F-150 out front. Please don't tell me there was an F-150 out front.
Is there a pickup truck? Yes or no? Is it a truck? Or is it like a smart car?
Oh, that's her ex. Damn it.
For the safety. So, anywho, they were doing a well-being checkup on their family. The officers complied, and upon checking on the family, they found 6 people who had been murdered in the 5700 block of South California.
Yikes.
The doors were locked. There was no forced entry, and the officers immediately felt like this was an inside job and not a random crime. So what they started doing was searching phone records of close family. A nephew named Diego Uribe was placed at the scene of the crime based on his phone location and calls that had been made. Okay. Yet he was alive. Police requested a DNA sample from Diego, and he complied. The DNA ended up matching several blood samples found at the scene of the crime, as well as skin samples under some of the victim's fingernails. Diego and his girlfriend were taken into custody immediately. Diego and his girlfriend shared a young child together. Police offered a plea deal. She took it for the sake of their son, and she then shared everything.
So they took the deal. It seems like it's over, right? The case? But then
she took the plea deal against the father of her son. And now she's going to spill everything because how one man took down a house of 6 people is insanity.
Well, when we come back, the whole story from her and from Kenzie. Kenzie's Krimes are here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, the continuation and the conclusion of today's Kenzie's Krimes. And Kenzie, you can take over and let us know where we let up. Catch everybody up where we're at.
So the Gage Park murders, the cops did a well-being checkup on a family and found 6 murdered family members. Diego Uribe was actually a nephew, and they placed him at the scene of the crime. DNA matched. They offered a plea deal to his girlfriend because they shared a son together. She took it, and she's about to spill all the beans, okay?
Can I ask, do you know, like, her plea deal, was it, you know, she admitted some kind of guilt, I guess, in the plea?
Well, you got to wait.
Okay, my bad.
Her plea deal's at the end of this, okay?
Let me just sit back there.
Okay, you just relax.
Relax.
Press a little button, lean the chair back.
Yeah.
On February 2nd, 2016, 19-year-old Japheth Ramos, that's a girlfriend, received a phone call from her 22-year-old boyfriend, Diego Uribe. He was driving home from a medical appointment when he told her that he had a job, in quotes, he needed to do at his aunt's home in Gage Park. When they arrived at the home, the family was about to eat and offered them food. Diego asked to speak to his aunt, who is 32-year-old Maria Martinez, in an attic bedroom. And he asked her for money at gunpoint.
Oh.
When she didn't comply, he shot her.
Oh, my God.
Maria's brother, No Martinez, who was 38, went up to the room after hearing, of course, all this noise, and he wanted to come to the aid of his sister. He was then beaten with the weapon and suffocated.
Jeez.
The next to die was Maria No's mother, Rosario Martinez, 58, who was kicked down the stairs when she threatened to call the police. Diego then stabbed her with the kitchen knife. Diego, this is nuts.
This sounds like a Mortal Kombat episode.
Well, he's taking out everybody, and of course, everyone's just unsuspecting because it's your family member. Because that was what was asked. Okay, is how could he do this? But every single person you have to understand is in shock and mind blown. You just let your family member in, right? And you're like, what are you doing? And I suppose when you have like that evil surprise on your hands, like you really just take everybody by surprise. You have the edge.
It's like Liam Neeson in Taken, that one scene when he goes in there and they don't know.
Well, Liam Neeson was a good guy. That was a little different.
He was a good guy, and they were really bad people, but it's the same kind of thing where everybody got killed a different way.
I know.
Like every time
no spoilers. I haven't seen Taken.
Oh, my God.
We're not going down that path right now. We're not doing cases movies right now, okay? Okay, listen. So Diego then forced Maria's two young children, 13-year-old Leonardo Cruz and 10-year-old Alexis Cruz, to help search the home for valuables before he then stabbed both of the children.
Oh, my God.
He took an Xbox, some jewelry, and $250 in cash. The final victim, if you're counting, we're at 5. So the final victim, which will be number 6, was 62-year-old No Martinez Sr. This was the grandpa, obviously the family. He'd been out getting tamales and hot chocolate for the family at the time of the killings. They waited for him to return home, and then he, too, was stabbed.
God, this is tragic.
I know. Japheth obviously admitted all these, didn't account. 6 years later, it took, a Cook County jury found Diego guilty in the deaths of the 6 family members of his extended family, including 2 children, at their Gage Park home, a case that prosecutors said was a result of a robbery that spiraled out of control. Jurors deliberated for more than 10 hours before finding Diego Uribe, who is now 28, or then 28 at the time of this, guilty of all 6 counts of first-degree murder. He sat in silence as the verdicts were read, as he was to face life in prison.
Okay.
Now, his girlfriend, Japheth, who took the plea deal, was sentenced to 25 years in prison. And she is eligible for parole once 85% of her sentence is served. And at that point, she hopes to be reunited with her child.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Lauren's on her way in here to take you through the rest of a pretty gloomy and messy Tuesday. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 before she gets here. Takeaways from today's show from you at 312-591-8300. Case, what do you got?
Chef Sean checked in. Always good to hear from him. He said, takeaway, Brian thinks the 7 deadly sins are a bucket list.
It's like your weekend coming up.
It's all good to me. Gluttony, sloth, greed, pride. It's all good things. You should overindulge in all that.
Anger.
Anger is good in the right moments.
Okay, got it. All right.
Go.
Joe, Brian is an American hero because he watched someone raw dog on a plane for 3 hours.
That's true.
And I'm proud to be an American. Finally, takeaway comes in from John, checking in all the way from South Carolina. A reminder, you can listen to Q101 anywhere you go on the app at Q101.com, on your smart speaker, iHeartRadio, anywhere you can listen to any kind of audio. We are there, so we can never leave you. So thanks, John, checking in from South Carolina. His takeaway is Case is going to buy a Hummer and a Mexican restaurant and sell juice.
This is true.
Now, that's probably related to the podcast. People can catch up on that conversation.
It is. You are going to want to listen to the Brian and Kenzie podcast today because it's going to change the way you look at Facebook Marketplace and all of the investments that I am about to make specifically. Also, Brian tells the story of how he thwarted terrorism, and we have a new Kenzie's Krimes there as well.
All of it there on the Brian and Kenzie podcast, wherever you get them, just like listening to Q101 Live, whether it's Spotify or Apple, Q101.com, it's all housed there.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.